What up, team? James here. Pumped to have you. I'm like really excited to have you on here to teach you about this stuff. This hierarchy of health, this is the culmination of my life's work, and it is going to help you revolutionize the way you think about fat loss. Most people, when they think of fat loss, they think of hard dieting, shitloads of cardio, lots of weights, no energy, no sex drive, feeling like crap for a very long period of time. And it sucks, right? That really sucks. I've done that. It's dumb. You don't need to do it. That's why I created this bad boy. Have you ever noticed that all the people who come train with JCF and my crew, they always say stuff like, oh my God, I'm eating so much food, but I'm losing weight. Oh my God, I'm like doing no cardio and I'm losing weight. Oh my God, my sex drive's amazing. My brain fog's gone. I sleep like a baby. I've always got energy. I feel like a man, right? This is the reason for it, all right? The hierarchy of health. And you know what's crazy? I'm going to explain this to you, right? I'm going to explain this stuff to you. You got to learn it and you're going to be like, oh my God, why have I not been doing this for years? Why has nobody taught me? Nobody's taught you this, right? It's absolutely ridiculous. And you know what? This is the game changer for me, right? You know, I'm a pro bodybuilder. I've done a degree in medical science. I've done numerous diplomas. I coach 4,000 people. That is what it's taken to come up with this, right? All of this stuff. It's based on science, but it's also based on my experiences and on the experiences of others, okay? There's not a lot of people in the world who've done what I've done, right? And I want to condense all of this knowledge down into you so that you can utilize this. Because once you start utilizing the hierarchy of health, everything gets easy. What we're going to do is we're going to break it down into these 4 parts. The nervous system, hormones and digestion, the immune system, and then the rest of the stuff, okay? Now, what's crazy, right? This is where most of the fitness industry focuses its information, right here on the rest. So this is where they focus on stuff like diet, calorie deficit, training, like all those sorts of things. You know, you got people going to things like the blood type diet, intermittent fasting, what's better. This is where the majority of the debate comes down. People talking about all of these different hacks. Should you do paleo? Should you do keto? Should you do high intensity interval training? Should you do cardio, no cardio? That's where this comes in, right? And you're going to see how ridiculous that is shortly, because this, compared to the rest of it, is really freaking unimportant, okay? So let's start over here with the nervous system. First of all, what the hell is the nervous system? For those of you who haven't watched the whole heap of my stuff, you should, right? Because I go over this stuff all the time. But for those of you who haven't heard and haven't learned about the nervous system before, this thing is everything in your body. Your nervous system controls literally every single function that you have. And that's really important for fat loss, I'll tell you why. Your nervous system controls your motivation. It controls your energy. It controls your sex drive. It controls your energy output, how much you move, right? It controls whether you're anxious. It controls whether you're relaxed. It controls your sleep, your dreaming. Literally every single thing. It controls your recovery, your ability to train. The whole lot. Your nervous system controls absolutely everything in your body. It even changes the way your body expends energy, whether your basal metabolic rate, so the amount of energy you burn in a coma, is high or low. This bad boy controls everything, okay? If you are really stressed, what happens to your body is you start going into this state that we call fight or flight. And whenever you're in fight or flight, a lot of bad things happen, okay? Adrenaline goes up, cortisol goes up, right? Cortisol obviously being the opposite of testosterone. When you get an increase in cortisol, you get a decrease in testosterone. More stress, less stress, all right? That's literally what happens, okay? If you have too much cortisol, your testosterone goes down, makes life very hard to lose fat. We all know that, right? Okay? So that is what this bad boy controls. And you know what is crazy? Is that most people are stuck constantly in this state where their nervous system just isn't happy. And they wonder why they can't lose weight. Because here's what happens. Whenever you get the release of the sympathetic nervous system and it causes adrenaline to go into the bloodstream and it causes cortisol to increase, what happens is we increase our ability to gain fat. I'll tell you why. And it's really important that we know this. If we look back evolutionarily, our body is designed perfectly. Back in the day when we used to, go club our chicks and drag them into caves and bloody, go out and hunt saber-toothed tigers, right, when we were savages, what we used to do is we used to have this amazing adaptation to stress. Because there's 2 things that we stressed on our life. Number 1, we're either going to get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger, we need to run, or we're starving and we need to be hyper vigilant. We need to have a really good fat storage mechanism. They were the 2 types of stress that we really experienced back then. And our nervous system has adapted perfectly to survive in those circumstances. We were like that for a very long time. We still haven't adapted out of that. So nowadays, our body still thinks that if we get stressed, be it because our boss is a dick, we're having issues with the missus, we're having financial issues, whatever the hell it is, right? One of those things. Our body now still thinks, hang on, there's something going wrong. I've either got to run or I've got to conserve my energy because I'm starving. And so what happens is our body's actually being conditioned that whenever we get stressed, we start to gain fat. We start to reduce the amount of muscle we have because muscle is very energy expensive. And then at the same time, we also reduce our performance and increase our anxiety. Can you see how maybe this is going to work a little bit, poorly for fat loss if we're trying to lose fat and we're stressed out like this all the time? It's not good. On the other hand, what we do is we have the parasympathetic state. So the sympathetic, the stressed out state, or the parasympathetic state. That's where we're chilled out, we're relaxed, we're resting, and we're digesting. And this is the one which allows optimal results. Most people come to us at JCF with this really, really big sympathetic issue. Really, really freaking big sympathetic issue. They're super stressed, they're strung out, they can't sleep, they've got poor energy, they've got lots of brain fog, really cloudy thoughts, they can't think properly, poor sex drive, poor motivation, anxiety, depression, irritability, the list goes on. Even going down into things like autoimmune disorders like arthritis and lupus and things like that. Yeah, we've helped people with those things too, all right? That is what this bad boy is controlling. Now, I'll put it to you this way. If you are really stressed and strung out, have you ever noticed that it's really easy to get fat when you're stressed? It just powers on. You don't even have to eat much. You just look watery and look soggy and look crappy all the time. It's really, really tough. And that's why this bad boy, the nervous system, is so freaking important. Because until you look up for this, everything's working against you. Your testosterone's low, your estrogen's bad, you're not insulin sensitive, you've got high cortisol, you can't sleep. Can you think about how crazy it is that we don't put any time thinking about this, and yet we're worrying about what's the best macro ratio? It's absolutely ridiculous. And the even more crazy thing is that we look here, the nervous system actually regulates hormones and digestion. So whenever our nervous system is out and we're in that sympathetic state, our hormones and our digestion get way worse too. And this has got its own set of problems. We've already covered cortisol, insulin, testosterone, and how they get affected by having a stressed out nervous system. But let's also look at digestion too. That's really freaking important. The digestive tract is the barrier between the outside world and the inside of us. If that bad boy is not working, we're getting whole heaps of bugs and inflammatory molecules which come into our bloodstream and directly affect us. This is where things like IBS happen, Crohn's, all those sorts of things, all these digestive disorders, even reflux and whatnot, go wrong. Whenever our nervous system is stressed out, here's what happens. Number one, our stomach contracts. Number two, our intestines contract. Number three, we start getting constipation, diarrhea, and gas. Not good. This is where reflux can start happening. And what I see all the time, what you really want to hear, is that whenever your digestion is off, it seems way easier for you to gain fat. Way easier. Now, I'll tell you about that, because I've had my time where my nervous system, my digestion, my hormones were off, and it was the worst period of my life ever. The worst. It absolutely sucked. When I was competing as a pro bodybuilder. I was over in the US, so I was pretty good, right? I was back in the day, I was like top 10 in the world. Not bad for a little 20-year-old kid who was natty, right? Everybody else I was competing against was enhanced, so taking steroids. And I was crushing, I was doing really well. I'll say unmodestly, I know. But I was doing really well. And then what happened is I worked too hard. I stressed this nervous system out. I got really strung out. I was anxious, I was depressed, I wasn't sleeping well, like nothing was going on in my life. And the reason why I strung it out is because I was just trying to work too hard, right? I was just trying to do too much. I was grinding, and my body just bang, poof, went against me. I didn't have any methods of managing this nervous system. And so what actually ended up happening was I got IBS, right? I got IBS, started having low testosterone, elevated cortisol, insulin resistance. And I went from being shredded, like I was legit shredded. I'll show you photos if you don't believe me. I was legit shredded, like top 10 in the world, remember that? And I went from that to being nobody, all right? I was top 10 in the world, all the way down to like literally placing last in some of my shows. And if you saw me walking down the beach, you wouldn't even look twice at me, all right? I went from being someone who had a really good physique back in the day to somebody who just looked absolutely mediocre, okay? And now with that, this is just the best example of how much this nervous system with hormones and digestion can really affect your physique, okay? The next thing that we need to go back and we need to look at is the immune system. The immune system is the thing which actually goes and regulates how your body responds to stress and damage. If you have a bad immune system, you're going to be sore for longer, you're going to have less motivation, you're going to have poor ability to recover in your muscles, because the immune system actually regulates muscle recovery, and on top of that too, you're going to have a much tougher time with fat loss. Now, your nervous system directly regulates your immune system. Your hormones and your digestion also directly regulated. In fact, in your digestive system, that's where 75% of your immune system is. That's why you see people with bad guts, they eat lots of crappy food, they're always sick, okay? So we need to be really smart with these things. And you know what's crazy? No one talks about this. When was the last time you heard somebody in fitness talking about this stuff? Never, they never do. It's absolutely ridiculous. All they're doing is focusing on calories and macros. Let me put it to you this way, okay? When I have somebody, be it myself or one of my clients, whose nervous system's great, they're full of testosterone, their insulin's great, their digestion's perfect, their immune system is super healthy, I can get them eating 5,000 plus calories a day and they'll be shredded. Right? They'll have abs, they'll have ab veins, they'll be getting massive pumps in the gym, they'll be absolutely crushing it. On the other hand, if I have somebody who's really anxious, isn't sleeping well, maybe they've got depression, whole heap of self-doubt, brain fog, low motivation, low energy, then their digestion's off as well. They struggle to pass bowel movements. They feel really uncomfortable in their tummy. Every food makes them feel bad. They've got no sex drive, right? They've got low testosterone. They're really strung out. They're always sick. They struggle to lose fat, always. And it seems logical, right? Why would the body want to burn fat when it's got all of this other crap going on and it's in a super strung out state? Maybe that sounds like you. This is the reason why so many people struggle with fat loss, because they've been taught the wrong thing. Everybody up here is focusing on bloody calories, excuse my crappy writing, you can't even read that, on calories, on cardio. That's what they're focusing on. They're focusing on should you be paleo or vegan or whatever. But they're missing the most of it. They're just in the tip of the iceberg. That's it. They don't even look into any of this stuff, which is far more important. I have so many people. One of my best examples of this is a guy called Colin who I trained. He came to me and he was really strung out, right? Didn't sleep well, had anxiety, he had a bit of bipolar going on as well. Tough gig for that guy, right? He had heaps of digestive issues, really low testosterone, and he was always sick, right? The best example. He came to me and he was eating 2,000 calories a day. 2,000 calories a day. And he was 85 kilos. He was a decent sized guy. He was eating 2,000 calories a day. He's doing a shitload of cardio. I was like, James, why can't I lose weight? Why can't I lose weight? So what we did is we went and we unpacked all of this. We started with his nervous system, then went up to his hormones and his digestion, then fixed his immune system, got them all working. And by the time we were done with that, he ended up leaving me eating 5,000 calories a day. Actually, no, 6,000 calories a day by the time he left me. And he was shredded. Absolutely shredded, absolutely crushed it, amazing physique. This is the reason why so many people struggle. You can do all the cardio you want. You can do all the hard dieting you want. But if your body and your internal health is fighting against you, you're not gonna win. You can go vegan, you can go paleo, you can do whatever the hell you like. But if all of this is fighting against you, you will never ever win. Because this is millions of years of evolution working against you. Instead of working against your body, work with it. Make sure that it's happy. Look after your body. Because here's something that nobody ever tells you. Your health dictates the way that you look. If you are healthy inside, you'll look good outside. That's the thing that we always see. And you know that it's true too. I mean, I'll give you an example. Whenever you see someone who's really strung out, they're really anxious, they look like shit, all right? They always look ill. They always look like there's something wrong. And you can tell it. Right? Whereas when you see someone who's super relaxed and happy, they look great. And that's just the most simple example I can give you of when you're healthy on the inside, your outside gets better too. Now, this is going to be an absolute game changer for you. If you can implement this into your programming, and if you can implement this into your fat loss, it's game over. You're going to absolutely smash it. You'll be shredded, you'll be jacked, you'll feel amazing, you'll have a better sex life, you'll have better motivation. Every single part of your life will be better if you just implement this, okay? If you continue, you can. And by the way, you can go away and say, James, you've got no idea what you're talking about. You don't need to implement any of this. But if you do, and you're just focusing up here on just calories, cardio, weights, paleo, vegan, whatever, and you keep acting like the rest of the fitness industry, you're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be stuck feeling average. You're gonna have low sex drive, low motivation. It's not gonna work for you. Get these things in check. Get these things in order, because this is the whole reason why I get such big results and why my clients get such big results, because this is where we focus on. Now, from here, you've got two options on what you can do. You can take this information, you can run with it, good luck to you, hope you go out and smash it. Or alternatively, you can go through, you can click down below, you can book in a call to chat with my team and I, and we'll be able to help you individually. Now with this call, this isn't designed to be a sales call. This is designed to be a call where you come in and you just chat with one of our boys. And if you want to join, you want to apply for coaching, hell yeah, power to you. If you don't want it, you just want some extra information, we'll send you across a lot of stuff. Some of you guys just aren't ready to work with us, and we know that, and it doesn't matter, because in the end of the day, we know that there's going to be a lot of you who are, and that's how we work our whole business, okay? So if you want to learn more about this, and you actually want to get it right from the horse's mouth, and you actually want to learn individually how this applies to your situation, book in a call, we'll be able to help you out, okay? There's so much stuff that we can do. This is literally just touching the tip of the iceberg of what we've done. We haven't even got into in-depth detail. That's what we do with the coaching. So if you want to go through and do that, you want to take your results to the next level, go through, book in a call, and we're more than happy to help you out. I hope this has helped you. I hope this changes the way that you view everything fat loss and health related, because it's been an absolute game changer for me and 4,000 of our clients, okay? Hopefully we'll speak to you soon. Have an amazing day.
I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got something out of it and you want to learn more, click the link below or type in High Performance Conversations with James Cant, and you'll be able to check out all the podcasts that we've done. We cover a stack of different topics, everything from getting your mojo back, overcoming anxiety, self-doubt, self-esteem, and learning from some of the industries and some of the world's top performers in both business and in health. Look forward to having you on there.